Uh, Hello there. You're Emmy, right? You're the 35-year-old granny with no kids? The same Emmy? Am I right?
Excuse me. Can I ask who this is?
Answer me first. What is this? I'm the one who's asking the question. Nobody answers a question with a question. That's super rude.
Well, you're contacting me. Isn't it respectful first state your name? You seem to know perfectly well who I am, but I have no idea who you are. I know better than to start blabbering about my personal information to some stranger.
Yeah, I get it. You old ladies are all the same. Always belly aching about this or that. I'm Mandy. I'm a college student at Stinson Medical College.
A med student at Stinson, really? So you're studying to be a doctor, huh?
You got that right. This med student is in the process of going steady with Mark.
Wait, excuse me? Are you aware that Mark is my husband?
Yeah, I'm perfectly aware. But sorry to say, he's got money and he's all mine now.
So that means he's cheating on me. You're having an affair with a married man.
Please stop with the words like cheating or having an affair. Just sounds so vulgar. We're just two innocent people in love. Just because you're jealous, it gives you no right to be so presumptuous.
All I'm doing is verifying the facts, that's all. Anyway, am I correct in assuming that you and my husband are currently in an illicit relationship?
Yep, that's right. Still don't like how you phrased it, but whatever. I'm really sorry about all this, lady.
You seem so nonchalant about all of this. Is this just your character? It's just the kind of person you are, I suppose.
Well, I guess. People do say I have an outgoing personality, if that's what you're asking. Maybe it's just that I'm younger and more energetic.
Pardon me?
I'm 21 now. Just turned 21 a month ago. As young as they come.
21, huh? Okay, what about it?
What I'm trying to say is that, unlike you, I'm not an over-the-hill 35-year-old woman. I'm young and vibrant. I have way more value than you. That's what I'm saying. Can you refute that?
Yes, I suppose you're right. There are plenty of women like me around. But I'm curious. Don't you feel cheap dating a married man? Someone way older than you?
Feel cheap? What are you talking about?
And you do realize that Mark is 36 years old, right? He's 15 years older than you. Seems like an old man by your standards.
An over 30 guy is no way the same as an over 30 woman. Everyone knows that. Mark is what you call a dandy, attractive, middle-aged gentleman.
You describe Mark as dandy? Attractive, middle-aged gentleman? You're not serious.
Why so surprised?
Kind of weird for me to say, but that tired, out-of-shape guy, an attractive, middle-aged gentleman? Are we talking about the same person? I really can't understand what you young people are thinking these days.
I think that's just a jealous old lady talking. You got to get out more instead of knitting or whatever you do at home. Besides, no matter what you say, it's too late. Your husband, the prestigious doctor, told me he wants to marry me, the vibrant and beautiful girl, 15 years his younger.
Wait, did you just say he's a doctor?
You think I didn't know that he makes in excess of $300,000 a year? And his father has his own medical practice. And obviously, he will be taking over that practice after his father. And he lives in that 3-story building with that huge backyard. And 3-car garage, right? He has his clinic out on the first floor.
Where the hell did you get all this information?
My grandfather used to go there regularly when he was sick years ago. That's the reason I decided to pursue a career in medicine. Was because my grandpa was so enamored by Mark's father that he wanted me to become a doctor like him. I've always maintained good grades, and I think I have the brains for it. I was just able to get in this med school.
I see, but
to be honest, I don't want to be a doctor. I figured I could just squeak by. Once I get into med school, the guys would clamor for me. Brains and beauty kind of thing. But all that studying, it's getting to be a hassle. There's just so much to learn. That was the mood I was in when I happened to attend one of those matchmaking parties at school. That's where I ran into this dandy doctor with a high annual income. On top of that, he was the son of the doctor that treated my grandfather years ago. I mean, if that's not fate, I don't know what is.
my first thought is, why is a married man attending a matchmaking party?
See? That's what I'm saying. You middle-aged women always nitpick every detail. That's why your husband dropped you.
Mandy, was it? One important thing.
We're really getting off track here. The fact is, Mark and I are in love. So I would appreciate it if you would just divorce him ASAP.
You two are really being bold here, I have to say. I'm not only talking about you, but also my husband for attending some matchmaking party and seducing a college student.
Seducing, huh? Yeah, well...
I can't very well decide on a divorce over the phone, so I'll contact you later on after I verify it with Mark. Oh yeah, Mandy? There is one thing I must warn you about. I really think you should do a little more research on Mark if I were you.
Pardon me?
I don't know how all this came about, but I think you got your wires crossed somewhere along the way.
What are you talking about, lady?
You go on like this, and you will reap the consequences. Your whole life could be jeopardized. Okay, that's all I have to say. I'll contact you later.
Bye, finally! I never thought you would grant that divorce. I guess it couldn't be helped. I bet you broke down and probably wouldn't throw in the towel to the bitter end, right? That's why it took so friggin' long.
Huh? I was all for it from the very start. Actually, I thought the whole thing was settled pretty quickly given the circumstances. It was total chaos. What with getting his parents and relatives involved in the whole mess, I was so darn relieved that the divorce papers went through.
You sure know how to put a brave face on. As long as the divorce is complete, I don't care about the rest. And about having to pay damages or compensation to you or whatever, Mark will take care of all that. We start our lives with a clean slate. If you even think about getting near him, I'll fetch the police on you right away. Just remember that.
I was just gonna say the same thing to you. I guess you simply ignored my warning. Didn't even bother to check up on Mark. I just hope you two will just disappear from my life for good. That's my only desire.
Seriously? I really can't figure you out. We're on completely different wavelengths. Hey, Emmy. Mandy here. Hey, when are you going to move out of that house? You know that 3-story place, Main Street?
Excuse me.
I already terminated my apartment lease. I have to be out of here by the end of the month, which is like tomorrow. I really would like to move in this afternoon. I need to get my stuff over there by the end of the day and start living my dream. A rich wife of a super successful doctor! So I need his ex-wife to pack it up and vacate the premises.
Oh, Mandy, I really don't know what you're talking about. It's none of my business whether you marry or not, but shouldn't you give priority to finishing school first?
Like I said before, I have no interest being a doctor. And besides, now that I'm married to a successful doctor, why work, right? So I went ahead and quit school. How do you like that?
Wait, you quit school? I'm sure it wasn't easy to get in. Seems a little reckless, don't you think?
I told you, the whole thing is just one big hassle. My husband brings in more than $300,000 annually. Why work? I'm just fine being a housewife, thank you. I couldn't wait to quit that school. It was getting tiresome.
I see. You really got your wires crossed somewhere. You're headed straight toward disaster. I warned you.
What the hell are you talking about? Keep blabbering about that nonsense. What's up with that? Are you okay up there? Hello? Anybody home? Let's cut the crap. I want you out of there today. Do the Vanishing Act. If you don't hurry up and get your ass out of there, I won't be able to take my place as the new landlord's wife.
Tell me, Mandy, why would I move out of my own house? This house has been in my family for years.
Excuse me? Your house? Been in the family? What are you blabbering about?
What a hassle. To borrow your words, Mark has already been forcibly returned to his parents' home back east, and so I suppose I'm the one that has to explain all this to you.
What are you talking about? Forcibly returned? Back east? Where back east? What are you talking about?
Let's set one thing straight right off the bat, shall we? The doctor you keep mentioning? That would be me. And the 3-story home and clinic that you're so fond of? That's my father's place. He built and ran that clinic for years. I will be taking over his practice when the time comes.
Wait, no way!
I talked to Mark and his reasoning is this. He said he lived at that house, but he never said he was a doctor.
Then what does he do? What's Mark's job?
He's currently unemployed.
Excuse me? Unemployed?
He worked at a clothing factory over in the next country for several years, but after marrying me, the factory went bankrupt and he left without a job. Ever since then, he's been without gainful employment.
No, I can't be.
After our divorce, he returned to his parents' place, and in order to pay off the debt to me, he's working several jobs.
Come on! You're making this all up! You are making all up, right?
I'm not making it up. If you doubt what I say, ask your grandfather.
Huh? My grandfather?
Yes, you said your grandfather came to our clinic, and he was so taken by the treatment he got that he urged you to go to med school. That's what you said, don't you remember? I also remember an old man that used to come here. I'm sure he'll remember me.
This can't be right. Are you serious?
He's probably extremely angry at you for insulting the doctor's family that he's so respected. What's more, you quit med school. I hear your grandfather paid your tuition and your monthly allowance. I don't know the circumstances, but I would be furious.
This is not happening. Emmy, please. I just can't pay this compensation to you. Please. I was receiving a regular allowance for my folks while I was in college. And I've never worked a part-time job in my life. So could you...
I know you were expecting Mark to pay for all of that, but you want to know the truth, Mandy? It's a tough world out there. You better wake up to the fact.
But I had no idea that... I was only trying to...
I suggest you return home. Work things out with your family first.
I can't do that. I really can't. My folks told me to come back, but my grandpa is there too, and I really can't handle him right at the moment.
We talked about this through our lawyer. This is no joke, Mandy. It's not about you simply getting a slap on the wrist. Can't you get that through your pretty little head?
But what am I supposed to do?
You're gonna pay that compensation. The amount we agreed on through our lawyer, your folks agreed on it too. So, pull up your socks, grit your teeth, and bear it.
I just don't have that kind of money.
If you have any other comments, please refer to my lawyer.
I'm completely broke. What do you want from me?
Goodbye, Mandy. She mistook my husband for a doctor and stole him away from me. I really don't mind that part, to be honest. As a matter of fact, I was contemplating divorce for years. I tried to warn her, but she was so obsessed with being a rich doctor's wife that she would not listen. She was so infatuated with being a rich wife, she even quit school for God's sake. She had the brains to get into med school. Such a waste. I suppose being smart doesn't automatically mean a person has common sense. I heard that her grandfather paid for the damages on her behalf, but he's making her pay every cent back along with the tuition that he paid so far. He apparently introduced her to a live-in job as a cleaning lady for some rich family. She said she never worked a day in her life, so I can imagine how tough it will be on her. But maybe it's the perfect medicine for her. She's still young, and I hate to admit it, smart. She'll get through it somehow.